By maintaining small producers in the value chain at all costs, aren't you going to end up promoting poverty?
It's precisely to avoid that we advocate for rapid economic improvement, which enables small producers to move from the informal to formal sector. Their children need to be given the incentive to develop the family business sustainably. It is fundamental that young farmers have the possibility to hope for a better life.
Yes, but young people often prefer cities to the countryside.
Unless jobs are created in rural areas that allow these young people to move with the times and to have more prospects. You know, African rural areas are already connected. Producers, for instance, use apps especially designed for their activities.
Small Farmer 3.0.
That's one way to put it.
You talk about sustainability, but isn't it still a paradox to export fruit and vegetables from countries that have so much trouble feeding their own populations?
The paradox is that exporting is beneficial for local production. Exporting is a factor of modernization, greater food safety, better yields, quality produce on local markets, all of which improves subsistence agriculture and contributes thereby to ensuring food security and reducing poverty for populations. It's a virtuous circle.
But there must be some downsides to it. For example, making all those people dependent on a few companies without any transmission of skills or technology, and also without there being any real positive impact on local populations.
The danger exists. There might be a temptation in some cases for agri-food leaders to simplify schemes by shortening supply chains through vertical integration. But COLI ACP firmly believes in a complete, varied and inclusive economic fabric, where each player in the value chain has a role to play, a value added, from small producers to local SMEs, and all the way up to the multinationals.
Picking mangoes and exporting them, that's not really creating added value, is it?
Well, as to that, ACP companies have fully understood that they can directly take part in processing some of their products. Juice, dried fruit, jam. Many of these businesses have already been supported through this process by COLI ACP.
You've got an answer for everything. That's really annoying.
We're modestly trying to meet the demand. We're being called upon to operate in new countries in Africa, the Caribbean and the Pacific. We're also extending our field of intervention.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, we're adapting our methods to new sectors, such as coffee and cocoa. We want to make the most out of our tools and our network of consultants that have been proven to perform efficiently.
You could say that your actions are starting to bear fruit?
We have a vision, one of a world in which the rural populations in ACP countries have access to decent jobs. I'm talking about millions of men and women. One day it's small producers like those working with Marlene who will be feeding the planet.
Another cup of coffee?
I would love one.